LeBron James. What more can you say about the guy that hasn't already been said? He can play anywhere on the court, and he gets it done on both ends like nobody else in the league. If we can't slow him down, this game could get out of hand real quick. It's going to be one of the biggest tests of the season for me, that's for sure.
Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
The Cavaliers have an Eastern Conference contest on their hands as they prepare to defend their home court here at the Quicken Loans Arena in Cleveland. Bringing you another edition of the NBA on 2K Sports. I'm Kevin Harlan with Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony and Doris Burke reporting from the sideline. The Pacers will play just this one game on the road before returning back to Indiana. Looking at their performance. 6 on the shot clock. Inside, here's Love. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here. If you had to pick one thing, Clark, it might be the rebound.
I agree with you. I mean, he's not super athletic, doesn't blow you out of the water with his athleticism, but a few seasons back, this guy averaged 15 rebounds a game. Right. I mean, the defender was still moving there and never really had good legal guarding position. He wasn't set.
James, left side. It's a pick by Love. George against LeBron. Takes it into the teeth of the knee and converts the layup. LeBron's got his first points in this one. Dallas has got a pair of threes now in the first quarter for Indiana.
And one problem with the Cavs last season was they put immediate pressure on themselves. And part of that was the trade for Kevin Love.
Here's Hill. Here's Hill. He had a 27-point outing in their last game against Miami. There's the screen. Down low. Here's Freq. Out of bounds. Cleveland takes possession.
All right, a chance to check out stats here for George Hill. Last year, getting it done. He put in about 16 points a game last year. 5 assists and 4 rebounds. And guys, he's making winning plays. It's as simple as that. Not a star player per se, but he makes his presence felt.
And fellas, I would say he's been overachieving a little bit lately. Hopefully, this is a sign of greater things for the future.
Let's pause to take a look at the teams that really made their opposing teams earn their points a season ago. The Pacers 4th.
I mean, they held opponents to so few points that it allowed them to win games even when
Here's Irving. He picked up 21 points in their last win against Philadelphia.
You know, for the Pacers last season, with Paul George being out for most of the season, they knew it would be a struggle. They would go into lengthy dry spells that made it hard for them to keep pace in the East, in part because they missed Paul George's all-around brilliance and his offense.
As for those dry spells you mentioned about the Pacers, GA, they had a number of long losing streaks last season.
Yeah, as a team, they had 4 different losing streaks of 6 or more games, and they got hot at the end. Season-high win streak of 6 to stay playoff relevant. It was just too little, too late compared to their losing streaks earlier in the year.
The Pacers making a change here. Miles is checked in. Both free throws good for Irving. And guys, for everything we've said about Kyrie Irving over the years, now let's talk about maybe another area, and that is his willingness to give up the ball. LeBron came to town at the beginning of last season, Kyrie didn't even flinch at the prospect of being 1B to 1A. To me, that was a very selfless way of giving the mantle of that team over to LeBron.
I agree with you, and there was some question as to whether Kyrie would be able to do that at this point in his career, but ultimately that's what champions do. Kobe did it for Shaq, Robinson did it for Tim Duncan, and that's really what great players do.
And getting back to Kyrie, many felt the addition of LeBron would cut down on Kyrie's playmaking opportunities. But Kyrie was near his career average in assists last season. That even further indicates how seamlessly the two superstars were able to gel.
You know, talking about the effect LeBron had on Kyrie last year, they looked fantastic working together, but the stat sheet also bared that out. Kyrie hit over 40% of his threes for the first time in his career, and he posted the lowest turnover rate of his career, too.
Shumpert, who's checked in for the Cavaliers.
And Rodney Stuckey, a combo guard out of Eastern Washington, played a big role for the Pacers a season ago.
Williams, a screen on Hill. James kicks to Williams. And another miss by Cleveland.
Boy, from my angle, it looked like it was in the bottom of the net. Looked good from here.
Yeah, I'm about as shocked as you are, Clark. Such a strong finisher on the fast break.
And Greg, I love the fact he's always in control. Even though he's going at breakneck speed, he still maintains his body control.
You were talking about Stuckey. He did play well in his first year with the Pacers. Clark, he helped them as a starter and off the bench.
Yeah, really had his most efficient year scoring the ball to date. And more than his scoring and what he brought on the court, his presence in the locker room and professionalism. You talk to the people around the Pacers, he was a breath of fresh air on a team that has a number of fresh air guys.
He shot 2 free throws in the game, made 1 and missed 1.
Really can't criticize the work he did at the line a year ago. 82% on the season.
And guys, the numbers don't lie. I mean, he was such a reliable presence at the free throw line all throughout last season.
No one near James as he lets it go. Shot is no good.
His touch has disappeared on him this quarter. He just hasn't been able to get it going.
Hill, no good.
And he thought he had a clear path to the hoop, but the defense didn't give up on that play and cut him off.
Launches a 3. And it's LeBron missing.
Just not there from a rhythm standpoint right now. It's really eluding him.
Stuckey kicks to Miles. The dish to Hill. James against Stuckey. From deep, Miles. Thompson with the rebound. The Cavaliers leading by 4. The drive by Shumpert. He dishes it to Williams. He kicks it to LeBron. That one a little long.
Not a whole lot going down for him at this point. He just can't buy a break.
Miles, that's good.
And when it comes to size, it's not a one-on-one matchup that favors him.
Well, you wouldn't know it with that finish, I tell you. I mean, that took a little bit of creativity right there.
Here's Varejao. Good, and the assist goes to James. Varejao's got his first points in this one.
Boy, you got to love that assist by LeBron.
Stuckey drives inside. Here's Freq. From deep, Miles. Good.
There's a chance he could have a big game if they don't D him up more tightly on the perimeter.
It's 9 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. Thompson, and he goes up strong with one hand and flushes it down.
Tell you what, he's not an easy guy to stop when he's got his sight on the rim.
Never has been, never will be. He is a determined finisher.
Did he just go chop there with that one hand tomahawk slam?
The Cavaliers leading. And here is Williams. 11 points last game. Pass to James. Up in time. He got it up in time, but it wouldn't fall for him.
For me, at a younger age, I was never even keel. We would win a playoff game when I was younger. I was excited out of my mind, and then you would lose, and I was the worst person in the world. But I think at this point in my career, I kind of stay even. One game shouldn't affect the next game. You know, you go out and play as hard as you can, live with the results.
Again, just another part of the maturation process for LeBron. He's become such the consummate pro.
Yeah, he really has been. It's amazing to see the pressure he's dealt with and the way he's handled it with that even-keeled nature. You know, he's as solid and steady as they come at this point in his career. Nothing phases him, nothing rattles him.
In with one another.
Good ball movement, and it's paid off on the scoreboard.
LeBron and Love are the talented pair at the forward position. Amon Shumpert.
Team unseasoned in the playoffs, they had to remake the roster a bit and gain that experience.
And the Cavaliers making a change here. Irving's checked in.
And LeBron and the Cavs, I think they'll have a chance to bring that long-awaited championship to the city of Cleveland. But LeBron,
I mean, just beautiful.
Oh my goodness, he's just getting nasty on him now.
Pacers trail by 4.
And now one spot the Cavs did struggle with last year was help off the bench. They were last in the league in bench scoring.
Ladies and gentlemen, your Cavalier girls.
Kevin, I've got a chance now to look at where the Cavaliers ranked in the NBA last season. 5th in three-point shooting, 8th in scoring, and they were a top 10 team in field goal shooting. Pretty impressive.
And talking about their three-point percentage, really a hallmark, I think, of successful offenses in today's NBA. And they use that shot to a devastating effect all season long.
Anderson Varejau's checked in for Cleveland. Williams comes in for Smith.
They've done well at taking advantage of some late defensive rotations and getting the ball into the paint.
Clearly, they've been the aggressors thus far when it comes to attacking the interior in this first half.
George, no good.
And with him missing literally everything he's put up today, you can see why the score is what it is.
The shot by Williams, no good.
He hit a 3 in the first, but so far has been unable to capitalize here in this quarter.
Indiana moving it around. On the wing, George. He's covered by Irving. Shot clock at 6. And stolen by Kyrie Irving. And he was fouled in the act of shooting. Chance here now for a three-point play. And taking a quick look here, guys, at the hustle stats for the Cavaliers.
Well, I think the defensive aggressiveness on display here has caught him off guard, playing airtight defense and coming up with the steals.
Yeah, but they've also protected the paint extremely well. You see that in their block shot totals, but also they've altered a lot of shots.
Hill, he's checked in for George. Everyone knows about the Paul George injury from last year and how it affected the Pacers. He said almost the entire season, and there was no doubt they missed it.
Yeah, and when George came back, Kevin, the Pacers got hot, but they had to put him on a minutes limit. And it wasn't just George, though. The team as a whole had a lot of injuries during the course of the season.
And the Cavaliers making a change here. Shumpert's checked in. And so here's Cleveland. Dishes to Williams. Down to 5 on the shot clock. And Varejao kicks to James. Once again off the mark by Cleveland.
And, you know, as you said, the Pacers did have problems with injuries. The team roster missed 219 games due to injury. So compare that to the 69 games missed by the Pacers in 2014. Big difference.
Here's Hill. And good coming on the assist by Rodney Stuckey. Stuckey's got his 4th assist in this one. Williams with the ball. 5 points in the game. It's Varejao, high post. Finds himself wide open and drills it. And the Cavaliers lead by 6.
And really, guys, the most telling part of the Pacers' injury troubles was this. Had to use 15 different starting lineups over the course of the season. Just hard to stay consistent and competitive when you are always replacing an injured player in the lineup.
Shumpert, no good.
The defense better not make a habit of giving him that shot. I mean, he doesn't miss many of them.
Kicks it to Stuckey. There's the feed to Freq. To the inside. It's stolen by Iman Shumpert. Here's James. Got a piece of it.
He has yet to get into the flow of this game. His teammates have done their part, but they need him to pick his game up.
Don't you love the chemistry? Those guys work so well together in the open floor.
Williams kicks to Shumpert. Here's Varejao. Buries it down low. Varejao's got 4 points in the quarter.
And after that ragged first quarter, they're getting some momentum, some confidence. Nice flow.
Yeah, and, you know, the game of basketball, as you well know, Greg, and guys, is a game of runs. So their offense is starting to move in a positive direction now. Nice upswing here.
Now 8 seconds separating the 2 clocks. 9 feet out, and that's off the glass and in. Varejao's got 8 points.
You know, he's putting on an outstanding offensive display, and he may just be getting warmed up here.
Hill passes to Freq. We've got 13 seconds left here in the second. In the corner, Stuckey with it. Clock at 4. Indiana needs to get a shot off. And with that shot, the Cleveland lead is cut down to just 2 points in the bucket from Freq.
And he just big-boyed it right there. The height advantage he's got down low, really difficult for them to defend.
Having a great first half performance where you made tons of contributions. How does it feel out there for you right now?
It feels good to be up the half. It wasn't just me, it was the entire team. We've been executing, but we still need to do a better job on the defensive end if we're going to win this game.
Always crediting his teammates, guys. Kevin, we appreciate your time.
Thank you so much, Doris. Great interview as always. Don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be back with the second half of basketball shortly.
All right, fellas, still anyone's ball game right now. A few things from the first half. If there's a soft spot in their defense, it's on the break. We did some damage when we pushed it, and there are more points out there for us in transition. Now I'll give credit what credit is due. We've taken very good care of the basketball. Turnovers were scarce, and we need to keep it that way. And let's try to play the second half at a moderate pace. Not too slow, but not too fast that it turns into a shootout. That's not what we want. If we go out there and show the killer instinct I know we have, this is not a team that can stay with us. Let's up that intensity.
Welcome back, everybody. The start of the second half getting underway. Both teams battling hard through the first half. You look at Kyrie Irving in this game, he has been everywhere.
Always been a dynamic scorer, and we saw in that first half the entire repertoire on display.
Yeah, he's a hard man to keep down, and so far they haven't found the answer for him. I don't know if there is an answer for him, quite honestly.
And the Cavaliers will go with a different look here. Anderson Varejao's checked in for Mozgov. Thompson comes in for Kevin Love. Shumpert is checked in for LeBron. And it's Williams in for Smith. Thompson and Varejao at the 4 and 5. Kyrie Irving is out there with Williams. And it's Shumpert in at the small forward position. So that's who's on the floor for the Cavaliers.
You know, it was a bit of a roller coaster year for Mo Williams. I mean, he had that 50-point breakout game, but then later traded away to the Hornets.
From 10 feet out, and it's in after a nice bounce off the right side. And it's 8 points for Freq.
Well, he knew how many inches he had over the guy. I mean, let's face it, good decision to just rise up and take the jump shot.
Irving dishes to Verajao. And the rejection by Mahimi. Now, here's the fast break. Stuckey leading the way. And that one's good. Freq. And breaking down some numbers here, the hustle stats for the Pacers.
Contested shots and block shots. They're bread and butter defensively. They're giving up no easy looks.
Yeah, I mean, they've also done a great job of playing in space, getting out in transition every opportunity.
Verajao missing again.
I didn't see that miss coming. I mean, he's usually been money from that range.
Stuckey kicks to Freq. Feeds to Mahimi. Out to Stuckey. Pass to Freq. A chance there to push it to double digits, but it's off the mark. The Cavaliers trail by 8. 1:51 left to play in the third. Irving kicks to Verajao. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
And for Verajao, his wild hair and frenetic style long ago earned him the nickname Wild Thing. I mean, diving for loose balls, taking charges, but that energy and enthusiasm may be unsurpassed really by any other player in our league.
Well, Greg, you're talking about Verajao. He may play wild, but his production has backed it up. A few years ago, he averaged, Clark, over 14 rebounds a game.
Yeah, and I don't think he plays that wild. I think he just looks wild. That hair flying all over the place, and he's giving up his body. I don't know if he's necessarily a wild player as much as he just looks, appears to be everywhere at all times.
With this stoppage in play, we have a chance now to show you which teams led the league in three-point percentage last year. The Cavaliers 5th.
Their long-range shooting last year was nothing short of spectacular. I mean, they were absolutely unconscious from the three-point line.
For Indiana, they have been getting it done at the line, 10 for 12. That free throw, no good.
And it's strange to think that early last year, all the talk in the media was about the in-house fighting on the Cavs. It goes to show just how much better things are for a team when they're winning.
Well, as rough as the Cavs might have started the season, Clark, they were all at peace near the end. Things turned around certainly after the All-Star break. Had their amazing playoff run, great momentum, and that confidence showed every game they played.
Really did, and I thought the big three found a way to come together nicely and smooth out the rough spots, and James, Irvin, and Love ended up being the highest scoring trio in the league last year. They're straying away from the three-point game here in the second half, and that's fine as long as they're on the lead and they're getting good shots. They decided not to take nearly as many three-pointers in this half.
And one thing about Tristan Thompson, he is an absolute terror on the offensive glass. Was top 5 in that category last year, despite playing less than 27 minutes a game. Does a terrific job with anticipation of the carom and uses his gigantic wingspan to just go up and reel it in. Terrific motor and nose for the glass.
Hill, he's checked in for Indiana. Greg, you were talking about Tristan Thompson. LeBron came out and said he's one of the best pick-and-roll defenders in the NBA, and Clark, that's high praise from the King.
No doubt. I mean, Thompson is an emerging force. If he could just develop his shooting stroke a little more, then you're talking about a very, very valuable play.
Good point. The Pacers have made 10 of their 14 tries at the free throw line in the game. Mahimi hits them both.
You know, the Pacers ended up in 4th place in the Central Division last year, guys, and that's not quite what they were used to after taking the division the previous 2 years and getting to the Eastern Conference Finals in the playoffs.
Verajao with a screen on Hill. There's a screen by Williams. Shumpert gets a wide-open look. Once again off the mark by Cleveland.
It's a +5 advantage for them in the rebounding category after that board.
Very steady with their work on the interior. Really a well-rounded effort overall.
Hill drives in. A picture-perfect screenplay, and the jumper's good. Hill's got 4 this quarter.
You know, the defense has got to do a much better job of fighting over those screens.
And Greg, especially when the ball is in his hands. I mean, come on now. You know he doesn't miss too many open looks like that.
checked in for J.R. Smith. Indiana also making some changes. Freq's checked in for Hill. Rodney Stuckey's subbed in for Ellis. And so in the game for the Pacers, Hill and Stuckey are the guard set. Allen is out there with Paul George, and it's Freq in at center.
Wow, just look at that lead. Both ends, they have been the team in control.
Yeah, and they put the fans simply on mute. They've not had anything to cheer about, and they've been silent.
And that one's good, Irving.
He's really stepped it up this quarter. Looks like he's determined to get them out of this hole all by himself.
Here's Hill.
Move the ball. Stick it
He feeds it to Allen. And there's the whistle. Fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line.
No slowing him down. Just incredible numbers for Allen. He has 9 rebounds and a block. He's been their leader, stirring the drink at the offensive end and then anchoring the defense.
And yeah, Clark, what an example he's been setting out there. And for a long time in the NBA, the stretch 4 was kind of the anomaly and not the standard. Now it seems that you are the rare power forward if you can't hit a 3. Very few traditional power forwards now in the NBA.
Stuckey against Shumpert. Picked by Varejao from downtown, and that one's good, Shumpert.
And so it's going to end up in the record books as a blowout, a dominating performance for Indiana.
You're right, Steve. It was a standout performance across the board. They were just, at times, Clark, it seemed toying with it.
Yeah, like watching a cat play with a mouse, Kevin, quite honestly. They were able to do more or less, whatever they wanted to do.
And during the long NBA season, each contest important here tonight. Tonight's win will give them 4 on the season.
In what should be an exciting 4-game season series between these two teams, they have to feel great about taking this first one tonight against the Cavs.
And as usual, great numbers and a dominant display for George. Every time there was a big possession or a big play, he was a major contributor. Just a great all-around game.
The Pacers making a switch here. Mahimi's checked in. 40 seconds left to play in the final quarter. With the stretch 4 and the need for shooting at the position, they don't need to be a three-point threat, but they do need to be able to hit a mid-range jump shot.
Yeah, well said. I think you need to have guys that can make perimeter shots to create spacing. The game's evolving to a space-out-the-floor type game, and shot making gives you a chance to do that.
Man, this fourth quarter has been tremendous. They have been exceptional from deep.
Yeah, a bunch of their points coming from long range here. A major barrage.
Stuckey drives inside. The shot is off. Good D by Thompson.
And no excuse there for missing that one after being freed up by a great pick.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, they came away empty, but they got the look they wanted, and really, I like the movement and communication there.
Paul George standing by with me here. And Paul, first, congratulations on the win. What's the attitude you have as a team right now?
Continue to, play together. And we can just stick to that, keep working, staying confident, keep defending, and knocking shots down. We'll be all right.
Paul, thank you so much. Guys, over to you.
All right, Doris, great job. Thanks so much. And that'll wrap it up, folks. For Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan saying thank you for watching the NBA presented by 2K Sports. And this broadcast has not ended just yet, as we've got the award-winning Ernie Johnson standing by here for the postgame show.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Thank you, Kevin. And now we get a chance to present our Jordan Player of the Game, Paul George. No matter what they threw at him during the second half, it seemed like he had the answer and was able to find all the shots he wanted.
Well, Paul George showing us again tonight why he is one of the premier wing players in the NBA. We know that defensively he's always going to do the job, but he's just as valuable on the other end, scoring off the catch or the dribble.
Boom, boom, boom. That's right, Ernie. Instruments. This guy was instrumental tonight in making sure they avoided a second straight loss. They needed somebody to step up tonight, and he was their guy.
And folks, that'll wrap it up for tonight. We hope you enjoyed the game. For Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith, Kevin Harlan, and the entire 2K Sports crew, I'm Ernie Johnson. Have a good evening.
What a life, eh, Freq? 1 minute you're playing 21 and horse on the courts in Harlem, and the next moment you're in the showroom, configuring the gunmetal and graphite exterior of your luxury car and your iPad mini. Oh, I bet you get a crazy crowd when you drive that car around the block in the old neighborhood, huh?
Yeah, I'm living the dream. Mad pandemonium. But folks from back around the way are real proud of me.
Yeah, I hear you. Local kid makes good. You know, it kind of reminds me of when I took my tech stock public and I rang the New York Stock Exchange bell, and my mom's friends called her up and said, "Maggie, is that your son on Bloomberg News this morning ringing the bell?" And my mom says, "Yes, sirree, Bob, it was him." That was a great moment, Freq. And you know, our lives are like a pearl necklace of great moments, all strung together with the finest silk thread of memories. And we have to be very careful how we cultivate those pearls and we thread that necklace.
Does this meeting by any chance have to do with Vic Van Leer?
I grew up in the burbs, Freq. I wasn't poor, upper middle class, comfortable. My daddy worked as an accountant for one of the largest insurance firms in the country. Smart with his money. Mom didn't have to work. I went to boarding school. And then my dad died of a heart attack when I was a freshman at MIT. I was a movie geek, wanted to be a civil engineer, but I made my fortune by becoming a hybrid of both those interests. My dad didn't want me to be an accountant. Oh, listen to this. My best friend was a guy named Isidore. Yeah, we called him Izzy. He was one of the smartest human beings I have ever met in my life. I mean, Izzy was taking second-year college calculus courses as a high school sophomore, right? Straight-A student, full ride to MIT. Izzy had the world at his fingertips. But he was always looking for trouble, and trouble found him. He ran with the wrong crowd. And when we got to MIT, he got this great job working for a financial consulting firm in Boston. But every weekend, he would fly to Vegas. You see, Izzy had a system for counting cards in Vegas that had the big casinos on the Strip. Oh, stymied. He would come back to MIT with suitcases filled with $200,000 in cold cash.
What?
Yeah.
So your man Izzy was getting hit off like that?
Like a fat rat in a cheddar cheese factory, Freq.
Okay, so what happened to this dude Izzy? Because he's dope.
No, not dope. Dead. After he'd been missing for 3 weeks, the Nevada State Police never found hide nor hair of Isidore. And our friendship took a hit when he asked me to hang out with him in Vegas, and I said I wouldn't do it because I knew he was on a dark and twisted path in his life. And yes, he was my dude. But no way was I gonna throw my life away trying to show my loyalty to a guy who really and truly didn't understand what loyalty was all about.
So this meeting is about Vic.
Correctamente.
Okay, well, sir, Vic isn't Izzy.
And why's that, Freq?
Well, for one thing, you and your dead friend Izzy didn't grow up poor. Me and Vic grew up in a neighborhood where we had to look over our shoulder every 2 seconds to make sure nobody was going to walk up on us and rob us.
True. Izzy and I did not grow up in the hood. But we, like you, thankfully grew up in a two-parent household. But even that wasn't enough for Izzy. He wasn't satisfied. He was always looking for a 5-alarm fire when he already had the warmth and comfort of a loving family. This is not about class warfare, Freq. This is about the consequences of making bad choices and risking it all when you feel like you have nothing to lose.
Vic is like a brother to me, sir.
But you shouldn't be Brother Vic's keeper, Freq. Would a brother go looking for trouble and put your career and your livelihood at risk by getting into fights at nightclubs and seedy after-hour joints and then scream to the media, "Yeah, it's all good, I'm an FOF, friendo Freq. It's all misunderstanding. Y'all be haters, don't hate my game." I don't think a brother would do that to someone they really cared about, but a guy who looked at you like a meal ticket would.
No. See, you don't understand Vic.
Really? I don't understand.
No.
Look, man, it was a misunderstanding with the guy in the next VIP booth. His honey started flirting with me, so naturally I started flirting back. Next thing I know, Captain Cornball's off my grill piece beefing. Next thing he know, he got a 2-piece and a biscuit under his left eye. Hey, I don't know who hit him, and it damn sure wasn't me. Hey, Captain Cornball's mad because I'm an FOF, friend of Freq. Hey, but check this out though. He needs to train that hottie before he leave the house though. Yo, he's hotties ain't loyal, man.
What's there to understand? Are you freaking blind? You know, I just want to know, how much did you pay your lawyers to make all this go away?
Almost $100,000.
Excuse me, son, I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you.
I said I paid almost $100,000.
Exactly. And if you keep riding shotgun with Vic, you're gonna go broke. Quick, fast, and in a hurry.
Look, Vic is my friend, and I grew up with him. How many times I gotta tell you, sir?
Freq, this is not a request. I am not asking you to do this. I am telling you to do this. And the first order of business is that Mr. Vic Van Leer is banned from traveling with you on the road. Vic is banned from the locker room. And Vic is banned from this arena. And if I catch this guy, Vic, in or anywhere near the facilities, Mr. Vic Van Leer will be arrested for trespassing.
Are you serious, sir?
Brother, I'm as serious as cancer. We all know that can be deadly.
You know, when me and Vic were kids, playing summer tournaments at the Dome, we always imagined making it to the pros, right? And after the crowds left, just a street light was on the court, like 11:30, 12 midnight, even 1 in the morning sometimes. We used to practice player introductions, running on the court, giving dap, high-fiving the teammates. Vic, he would act as an announcer. You know, he would introduce me, announce my name on the loudspeaker, and the Jumbotron would flash my image like a little guy dressed in long shorts and a jersey. And now, fresh off his 3-game, 62-point scoring streak, the youngest player to ever do so in NBA history, Frequency Vibrations. So me and Vic would sit in those empty bleachers at the Dome and dream like nobody's business. And now I'm living a dream. For real. And in so many ways, Vic was part of that.
Please, listen to me. I mean, I know this guy's your dude from way back.
Look, me and Vic go way back like the front seats of a '67 Cadillac.
That's good. We go way back. Did you say front seats?
Front seats of a 67 Cadillac.
We go way back like the front seats of a 67 Cadillac. Well, Jiminy Crickets. I'm going to be the hit once again at Herbie Allen's Sun Valley Shindig because my fellow billionaires love it when I walk and talk that talk.
So that almost sounds...
No, let me tell you exactly what it sounds like. I respect, admire, and most importantly, love you as a human being and a role model. But I pay you a lot. And I mean, I pay you a lot of money to play for my team. And I am in this game to win it. And you can't win it with an albatross around your neck like Vic. So Vic is done. History. And here's some more lingo that I picked up from a former megastar who used to play for me several seasons ago. Thought I would never release him until I did. And now he's the sixth man on a struggling team in Venice. And yeah, I'm talking Venice with the canals and the gondolas and Harry's bar, not the street ballers next to the fortune tellers on the beach in Cali. This guy used to tell me when he thought there was a player destroying our team, don't be a hero, cut that zero. And that is what I am telling you about Vic, freak. Don't be a hero, cut that zero. The only thing Vic brings into your life is headache and unwanted and unnecessary negative attention. And it will begin to affect your mindset. And when it affects your mindset, it's gonna affect your play. And when it affects your play, it's gonna affect my team. And when it affects my team, it's gonna affect my money. And if it affects my money, Google Translate will become your new freaking friend. I want a championship ring, freak, and I want you to help me get that ring. And banners after banners hanging from the rafters in this arena. So, freak, hear me clearly and hear me good. V, G, Vic, gotta go! Handle your business. And remember, that contract you signed contains a morality clause, a very important clause that revolves around your conduct on and off the court, and how it can negatively impact my team. Now, I don't want you to have to learn Italian or Croatian as a second language. And hey, playing pro ball overseas, there's nothing wrong with that. But the arenas are nothing like this, nor will the money be the same. And on top of all of that, this is the US of A, the greatest freaking country in the world. Ask yourself, is Vic worth all that? Think about it. Think long, think wrong.
Tell you about Vic. He has his bad rap. It's not, and I understand some of his judgments might shadow his actual character. He's not that at all. Man, Vic, let me tell you something. We actually, we have love for each other. We're brothers. Blood couldn't make us any closer at all. I mean, he has so much loyalty to me and to my family. You could see even Cece, has issues with him, but he still loves her. He still loves her.